hard to. There's, I guess, a lot to go to, but the third quarter seemed like such a turning point, both with offense and then able to shake loose a little bit. I guess, what did it feel like coming out of the break? As Brooks said, I don't know if the energy wasn't right. Even Doc was like, wasn't the same as the first half. Anything you could put your finger on as to maybe what didn't work coming out of the break?
I just thought it was a really dry start for us. I think our energy was kind of low. And we had a great first half, so I think they came in the locker room and their coaches probably got on them and told them, we got to get up, be more aggressive, we got to pick up our pace and do things harder. And for us, we should have been thinking about coming out and starting the second half the way we did in the first, and they kind of jumped on us, made us call the first time out. That's a popular thing around the league. It's like make them call the first time out and assert yourself and establish yourself. And I thought they did that in the third. We allowed them to get themselves going and kind of get right back into the game pretty quick. And, he was in a dogfight from there on.
Doc had mentioned he kind of felt like you guys need to do a better job helping Dame. He's like, we need to do a better job helping Dame. Like, when he goes off the ball, we got to find better ways to get the ball back into his hands. Just what were you seeing when you went off the ball and then they were able to deny you or kind of keep you from getting it back?
I don't think it was so much them stopping me from getting it back. Sometimes when I was just on the weak side of the action, my guy just had his back to the play. He just kind of was face guarding me almost, like just basically it was almost like 4-on-4 in some situations. And I think that's just, they committed to the fact that, they know that I'm going to make plays. They know that I could be an issue for them, scoring the ball and making plays and getting into the paint, especially off the dribble or if I'm getting the ball. So, they just pretty much had a guy doing that a lot of times, just, trying to make me work to get the ball back. And sometimes even when I wasn't involved, just being there. And I think for me, I just got to be, in those situations, I got to be a better screener. I got to, move around and, just find the action. I got to find a way to, not let that just be something that they, do hard and then kind of trick me up in the game. So, like Doc said, I just think we got to have a plan for that so that not only I know what the next thing to do is, but we're all connected in it. So it's not just me running around just because, but when it happens, I know what I'm doing to free myself and to come back to the ball or come back to the action, and everybody else does as well.
That said, did it feel different, or do you feel like there was an improvement from Memphis? And like in the Memphis game, it felt like afterwards you were kind of searching a little bit, like, okay, how do I get myself into it if the shot isn't there? There was some playmaking, you got into the paint, and you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like based off that you found other ways, I guess?
Ultimately, I think I kept playing. I didn't stop playing. There's a lot of times that I can think of just getting in the paint and making plays. Defensively, I felt like they tried to put me in some actions and they didn't score. So just those moments, you got to find a way to be a part of, what's going to help the team win. The Memphis game, I think, was an odd game. I didn't feel good even early in the day. I didn't feel good that day. I think today was just different.
What do you just take out of this game moving forward? I mean, you went toe-to-toe with the defending champions, but it's another loss. Just how do you respond to this game?
You want to win games, especially the situation that we're in where you want to win games. You want to protect your home floor. We came out and, we had control of the game. We just got to be able to sustain what we were doing and understand what we did well and not have lapses and let-ups and give teams life. I think we've, all the top teams, when we played both games against Cleveland, I feel like we should have won both. The game at Boston, we was right there, had an opportunity to win that one. And then tonight, obviously, we had an opportunity to close this one out. So, I don't think we have an issue hanging and having a chance against the elite teams, but, nobody's going to remember hanging with them if you lose to them, and we've lost. So we just got to continue to get better at what's hurting us. Sometimes we're in scramble situations, we're giving up threes, we're giving up second and third opportunities. And when you get those up to good teams, it comes back to hurt you.
That word sustaining has come up a number of times this season. What do you think is holding y'all back in terms of being able to play that full 48 minutes and having some of those lulls that y'all had?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I just know that it's been an issue.
Speaking to getting up for the better teams, you guys have followed a number of those games up with lesser performance against teams that people would see as lesser teams. Just how important is that kind of going forward for you, thinking about the schedule ahead where you don't have the Cavs, you don't have the Celtics coming up?
Like I said, we just got to understand what we're doing when we're having success against the best teams, because when we do those things, we have success against the teams that aren't the best teams as well. So we just got to know that this is what makes us the best version of ourselves, and we got to be able to do it regardless of who we playing, and we got to be able to do it for longer periods of time. And we'll have success when we do those things.
What are those things that make you the best at what you do?
We got to be on the string defensively. We got to do our job and trust that the next guy is going to do their job, and we got to finish possessions with rebounds. A lot of times teams are running in, tipping the ball. We get it, they hitting it out. They beating us to lose balls, and then they hitting a three, or we foul them. So we're getting stops. It's just a matter of coming up with the ball. So I think that's one thing. I think another thing is offensively, we got to continue to move the ball. We can't allow teams to just sit in spots. They don't allow us to do it. As soon as we come to help, the ball's going, we close out, they driving the close out, then somebody else has to help, and they're getting quality shots. And we've done that in stretches. I think we do it well, we have success, and then we kind of just go away from it. But I think when we do those things on both sides of the ball, we show how good we can be. So, I think that's what we got to be better about.
With the minutes that some of the young guys have been getting, how do you weigh the benefits of, their athleticism and energy against the inexperience that you guys kind of have to play through with them?
I think that's just what it is. Sometimes the athleticism and the energy could win you some games and win you some moments throughout a game. And for us, you got to take that chance. That's the way the league is now. You've seen a lot of these teams getting up and down, playing at a fast pace. And, our youth allows us to do that. So when they come in, I think you got to give them that grace to gain experience and understand what it's going to take. And, they do things with more purpose the more that they're out there and the more that they understand. But I think the guys that have played have given us great minutes. I don't think we can complain about that. And, sometimes they're going to make mistakes or not know things, and we all do that. Even us as veteran players, we make mistakes. So I think you live with the mistakes, and you continue to give them that experience so that, down the line we'll be able to use them.